Alright, how you going, Hugh?
I'm good. Yeah, how can I help you?
Well, I've given the paperwork to Malcolm, which proves what our so-called Parliament has done behind our backs, and taken away our 1901 Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act as proclaimed and gazetted, and copyrighted it, and they are forcing all these laws on us which have no royal assent.
Okay, that's what you believe, is it?
No, well, these are the facts, and we only become a federal sovereign independent nation in 1985 with the Australia Requests Act.
Okay, now, who told you all of this stuff? How did you get into it in the first place?
Oh, this is called research.
Yeah, did you do it all by yourself?
No, I have not done it all by myself.
Yeah.
And the gentleman that's done most of it is by the name of Dick Yardley, and you guys will not have a conference with him to discuss anything. Why?
Well, I've spoken to Dick a number of times, so I don't know why he said that. That's not true.
Fucking liar!
But I must say, with all due respect, I'm quite sure he's wrong.
So explain to me why our constitution, well, your so-called constitution now, has been copyrighted.
What do you mean by copyrighted?
Well, it's been copyrighted. Have a look at it.
Well, the Constitution is a Commonwealth document, right?
Yes, and
I don't know why in which you'd want to go into copyright, because that just means that you can't use it without permission. But the reality is it's a public document, so anybody can use it.
Fucking liar!
But so
that's what copyright is all about.
Explain to me why it's been copyrighted then.
Well, what I'm saying is I would see no reason why anybody would want to copyright it, because it's a public document.
So, but you haven't.
It's simply a very important document for Australia, arguably the most important document in Australia, the Constitution. And it came about as a result of a number of acts of Parliament, both in Australia and in the UK. And it's been amended a small number of times.
A small...
Fucking liar!
With great difficulty. Go through that process of referendums.
Fucking liar!
So that's why so many of the referendums have failed, because it's such a hard process to actually get through.
So why do we have a thing called local government when we voted no for local government?
Well, the reality is we've got local government. It was there all along.
Fucking liar!
From the very beginning, it was inherited from the UK, but it has never been put into place by legislation other than the local government legislation itself, usually state government level, because it's a state government issue, it's not a Commonwealth issue.
So,
all those councils and things, they've all been created by various pieces of state legislation as they were needed.
And have the people...
And historically, it came from what was called the county laws and the various small councils that existed in the UK historically. But we inherited that whole English system when Australia was colonised, and we had those small councils, even very early in the piece. There was a significant question as to whether they actually needed further legislation to authorise them, but the state governments have done that anyway. Whether it needed to be recognised in the Constitution still remains a question that's never been really fully addressed, but it's clearly accepted right up to and including the High Court.
Who's accepted it?
Yeah, well, the issue's been raised at the High Court level, and the High Court has basically said, well, until such time as you've actually got a particular problem or somebody is challenging it, then they've been quite prepared to just accept it as it's okay. But on an issue like that, it remains something that could still be actively challenged. But I wouldn't I wouldn't bet on being thrown apart, because it applies across the whole of Australia. It'd be too tough to try and undo it.
No, it doesn't. If it doesn't comply with the state with the federal constitution,
no, it doesn't have to.
Fucking liar!
Please explain.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
You know how to read, you ignorant fuck.
The states cannot.
Because it's not mentioned there.
The states cannot impose a burden on the people.
Well,
No, there's no well about that at all. The states cannot put a burden on the people. It's in the Constitution.
It's not considered a burden. It's considered an issue of local government.
Fucking liar!
There is no such thing as local government in our Constitution.
That's not considered a burden.
And that's a big go get fucked, buddy. Fuck you and the fucking horse you rode in on, cunt. You fucking lying, deceitful fuck.
Show me where it says local government in our Constitution.
Doesn't say it at all. Doesn't say it at all. Doesn't say it at all. Doesn't say it at all.
All I hear is a play of words going around in circles with no real answers. Just trying to dazzle us with brilliance. But all I hear is fucking bullshit.
That's right, because it doesn't.
But that doesn't mean to say it's wrong. It just means the Constitution is silent.
If it doesn't comply with this, the primary law of this country, it is no law at all. Why do I know your job? I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but even I can see the bullshit.
Where do you get this shit? I read it. You know how to read, you ignorant fuck.
The Constitution is silent on lots of things.
Fucking liar!
The amount of fucking lies from you fucking deceitful cunts is fucking disgusting. Nothing but lying sacks of fucking dog shit. You wouldn't even know how to fucking lie straight in bed. Cunts.
Just because it's not there. The Constitution was never said to address directly every possible thing.
Yeah, you may be right, Hugh. Maybe it doesn't cover everything. But it definitely covers what we have been showing the people. How you traitors and criminals have sidestepped the supreme law of this land. Criminals, pedophiles, ruling the people. No, sorry.
Never did. Never intended to. The Constitution actually was basically a split up of all of the various things that the states were going to give to the new Commonwealth, which was a really new concept. And some of them they gave away forever, things like defence and currency. The states don't involve themselves in anything like that.
All right.
Some areas both the states and the Commonwealth can both deal with. Like roads and things
roads.
education.
Do you want to talk about roads? When are the roads going to be fixed?
Well,
Why?
I wished I knew. They're pretty ordinary where I live.
Who signed us up to the UN without consent?
Well, it wasn't an issue without consent, but we're on the same page there. We should get out of the UN as soon as possible.
What's so hard about getting out of the UN? You just turn around and say no.
Yes, well, good luck with getting the government to do that.
The government is the people. The people are the government.
Yep. I'm hearing what you're saying, but there are processes that have to be followed.
So why did these criminals take common law out of Australia?
We've still got common law.
Well, Hugh, here's a good example of how these traitors and criminals have removed our common law of England, to common law in Australia, in their own official government, Australian government documentation. Tell me I'm wrong.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
We have no common law. They changed
Hang on. Yeah, you're. I'm not quite sure what you mean by common law, but common law is essentially that body of laws which was created by the courts. It applies when legislation is either silent on something, doesn't mean to say it's never mentioned at all. Not all legislation doesn't cover everything, and if something is not covered by legislation, common law, meaning the decision of a court or judges, that will take over. But if there's a conflict between common law and legislation, the legislation prevails. But we've still got lots of common law. There's no doubt at all about that.
Every sheet of paper that I've given Malcolm Roberts...
Common law doesn't take precedence. Common law doesn't take precedence. Common law doesn't take precedence. Common law doesn't take precedence.
Fucking liar! I want the truth!
Legislation takes precedence.
No, it doesn't.
You can't handle the truth!
Well, I'm
No,
sorry,
it doesn't.
Noel.
It does not take precedence over common law.
You can't handle the truth! Run, rabbit, run, run, run.
All right, look, Mick, we can probably agree to disagree with that, but I have my view, you have yours.
Now, mine's not a view. I'm using facts. So all those facts that I've handed to Malcolm Roberts, I would like yourself, seeing as though you're such of a constitutional expert, I want answers.
And here's a barrister and taught constitutional law.
Run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit.
I am actually. I taught constitutional law for more than 20 years.
And here's a barrister and taught constitutional law.
All right, Hugh. So which is it? You're either dumb as fucking dog shit, or you're a fucking lying, fucking deceiving sack of dog shit. So which is it?
Right, good. So I want you to write down on paper and reply to me on every single piece of paper that I've given to Malcolm Roberts.
I just don't have the time to do that.
And you're a constitutional lawyer. You crack me up. You got me, just a little fucking nobody, educating you on your job and all the other politicians' jobs. You fucking deceitful bastards. It's coming, it's alright. It's coming. More like a constipated liar.
I work for the Senator, and I've got an awful lot of other stuff. If I want to write a book on constitutional law, I'd have to wait till I probably retire.
And do you know why you don't want to do it? Because you're wrong. And you've committed treason, and Malcolm Roberts has sworn his oath to the Queen of Australia that was created in 1973. Now, Where was the referendum to change the oath or affirmation?
There wasn't one, and those things haven't changed.
They have changed. Don't tell me they haven't changed. You're lying straight to me.
You lie! You lie! You're lying! Liar! Lies! The filthy earth boy lies! He lies! Lies! You're lying! You're lying! Lies! Lies! When will the lies end? Lies!
Can you just hold half a moment? There we go. Can you say that again?
Are you talking to me or someone else?
No, I'm talking to you now. I'm back to you.
So explain to me, what is the oath? What oath do they have to swear?
I, Anthony John Abbott, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia in the office of Prime Minister, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Australia, so help me God.
I, Malcolm Bligh Turnbull, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia in the office of Prime Minister, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Australia, so help me God.
Now, are you talking about the oath of office that people take? You know, when they take their seat.
The only oath or affirmation that is in the Constitution, as proclaimed and gazetted.
Yes. What about it?
So why are they swearing their oath to the Queen of Australia?
The oath that was taken, for example, the oath that Malcolm took, is word for word the one that's in the Constitution.
Stop fucking lying! You're lying!
Sorry, I don't want to be rude, but that's a lot of bile. We haven't had a constitution. The governments are corporations, our courts are corporations, our police are corporations. They're not constitutionally correct. We've had 3 referendums stating that we didn't want a third level of government. They've installed it anyway as the Local Government Act. There is so many criminals. Who did you guys swear an oath to?
Well, Hugh didn't swear an oath, but I swore an oath holding my hand on the Bible to the Queen.
To the Queen of who?
Australia.
Yeah, we don't have a Queen of Australia.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Well,
They take the oath to the Queen of Australia.
look, I really don't want to argue with you, but, you know...
well, start facing the facts, mate. This country is down the shit tube, and you guys are pushing all these fake laws onto people and destroying and selling our country out, while you're filling your own pockets.
Well, I'm not.
So how much do you get paid a week?
Not enough.
Not enough. Well, I've been put onto a disability pension because I was injured, and then I got screwed up in hospital. And I got $265,000 for the rest of my life, and that's to support my wife and 2 kids at the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's not good enough. And now you're just bleeding the country dry and sold us out.
Well, I'm not doing that.
But you are, because you're pushing the fake laws. There is no royal assent. We have not had a lawful Governor General since 1960. We have not had a state Governor General since 1965.
Mick, I really don't understand where you're getting this information from, but it's not correct.
Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop fucking lying.
Well, it is correct, because...
Really, I suggest you do yourself a favour and read some broader commentaries on this than the things that you've been reading of late. You know, there's a lot of misinformation floating around in the system, and
it comes from government.
A lot of distress.
It comes from the Australian government that does not exist. Why are we not using our proper Parliament House?
I beg your pardon?
Why are we not using our legitimate Parliament House?
What do you mean, the building?
Yes.
Why are you saying that the building's not legitimate?
Our legitimate Parliament House is still sitting there empty.
Well, actually, it's not. I think they use it for other purposes.
Not for what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Now, when you were asking me about the oath, I've got the oath here right in front of me. It's very simple, and obviously the original one was swearing allegiance to Queen Victoria, but that's been obviously it would now be King Charles, and their heirs and successors according to law. Well, you know, this is what we've got. It's a very simple, small oath.
Sorry, I don't want to be rude, but that's a lot of bile. We haven't had a constitution. The governments are corporations, our courts are corporations, our police are corporations. They're not constitutionally correct. We've had 3 referendums stating that we didn't want a third level of government. They've installed it anyway as the Local Government Act. There is so many criminals. Who did you guys swear an oath to?
Well, Hugh didn't swear an oath, but I swore an oath holding my hand on the Bible to the Queen.
To the Queen of who?
Australia.
Yeah, we don't have a Queen of Australia.
So why don't you look up the oaths that other people have taken, like the Prime Minister, for instance, where he swears his oath to the Queen of Australia?
Okay, well, for starters, there's only one particular oath that's currently in the Constitution.
Right, so why don't you go and do your job and pull the Prime Minister down and tell him that he's sworn the incorrect oath?
No.
I'm not your mate, because my mates don't lie.
All right, look, it's been lovely speaking with you, but I'm really sorry that you've been terribly misinformed, and if you're not prepared to listen to the truth, then I really can't help you much further.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I see nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing. I know nothing.
The problem is that you won't listen to the truth.
Goodbye now.
What a traitor.
What?